Hey coin collectors, it's DC on the Big D with the 1973 Roosevelt dime coin. 1 dime or 10 cents in the United States of America. It says Liberty in front of Roosevelt here. In God we trust under his chin. There's a J and an S there, and that's for John Sinek. John Sinek was the engraver of this coin, and he also engraved the Benjamin Franklin half dollars, which were around from 1948 to 1963. He did the engraving on this coin before he engraved the Franklin half dollar coins, because this coin came out in 1946 originally, and it came out as a silver version of the dime the year after Franklin Delano Roosevelt died in office as president in 1945. If we tip this up on the edge, we see that this is a copper nickel clad copper coin. When I talk about copper nickel clad copper, sometimes it's hard to kind of understand exactly what's going on. There is a cladding on the outside, which is nickel and copper, and that's where you get this kind of silver color from. The inside of these is pure copper. So if you cut one of these open, what you're going to see on the inside is all copper. So this is actually a 1973 dime from the United States of America. And you can see it's almost like a copper nickel coated copper. Copper on the inside, and I'll show you the 1973 part. Not that it makes any difference to you. 1973. So what happens, sometimes these get chewed up in like a shredder or some kind of machine, and I try to get them if I can. So there's the copper on the inside, copper nickel on the outside. This coin was made in 3 different varieties. It was made in the San Francisco Mint proof variety. They made 2.7 million of these. It's probably a proof 65 or so. Yeah, it probably is. It's worth about $4. You can't really get these graded because it just would cost you too much. One of the things you see on a lot of these dimes is some coloration, and I'm not sure whether that's because of the rinse that they used on these, but if you look at these on PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, you'll see some really, really nice colored ones, some kind of rainbow colored ones sometimes. This coin, you can actually get the San Francisco Mint coin in a proof 70 decam or deep cameo. In a proof 70 deep cameo is worth about $1,000. They have found 80 of them so far. So if you do get a proof set, take a look at the dime and see whether it's worth getting it graded. Here's the problem. If it's proof 69, it's worth about $12 to $16. If it's proof 70, it's worth $1,000. They have 4,300 plus of the proof 69, so it's supply and demand. People just don't want a proof 69 of this. They want a proof 70, and there's only about 80 of them, and they valued it at $1,000. What other ways did it come? Well, of course, it came to Philadelphia. You can tell it's a Philadelphia because there's no mint mark over the top of the dime. And this is some of the ones that I collect, and you probably see them all the time if you watch our videos. I love the kind of doubled rim on these, where the rim kind of didn't fit on quite right. And that's because when they clad it, I mean, they're essentially pressing this copper nickel metal on top of the copper core, and sometimes it doesn't hit quite right, and you get this doubling. So they made it at the Denver Mint also. They made 455 million. If you can get this in an MS65, it's worth about $5.50. If you can get it in an MS67 full bands, it's worth about $500. What are full bands? Well, full bands is you go onto the back, you look where it says the United States of America at the top, 1 dime here, pluribus unum across the middle. We have these olive branch with olives on it here, and oak branch with acorns, and then in the center we have a torch, and there are a band here, and they're actually separated. There's 2 there, 2 there, and then there's lines coming down. You can't see it on this coin at all. Let's take a look at the proof coin, and I'll show you what full bands are. Now look at that. So it's going to be important if you get one of these coins graded that it has full bands, or it just won't be worth much money at all. It has to go up and down. So you see how these lines go all the way down through, and you see how you have the separation between the lines here. This isn't a great full bands, but it's an okay one. So this Denver Mint coin won't be worth anything. but it's 10 cents still. They also made some at the Philadelphia Mint. Now this is a nicer one. Yeah, see how the detail is on this. So this is from an uncirculated mint set. It's not a proof coin, but it's in very, very good condition. We take this and look at the back of it, and we see even from the uncirculated mint sets, we have a lot of scratches and dings on these. In Philadelphia, they made 316 million. At an MS65, this is worth $6. At MS67 Plus, it's worth $2,500 with full bands. And they've only found 2 Philadelphia Mint MS67 Pluses. So take a look for those. I'm going to show you another San Francisco Mint coin. And there were no silver dimes made in 1973. So you won't find this in a silver, but I want to show you the difference between this one and the other one. They're both from the proof set, because these only come in a proof set. But see how this one got, sometimes the packaging kind of falls apart and gets on there. So this could be a really good coin in terms of definition. It's not that great actually, but it has all this kind of coloration on it, and it's not a pretty coloration, so it won't add much to it. So this coin is going to be worth a lot less than this coin. All right, that's all we have today from Big D Coins. We'd love to have you subscribe to the Big D channel and leave any comments you have in the comments section.